Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. I think it's been a little while since I've been on, and I've been wanting to make a video. Sorry, just scooting you in a little closer to see her. So, I wanted to make a video, and it's been a while, and I've been so busy that, like, literally, well, I'm so ready to go to bed by 4 p.m. But since Sparrow went off for her little spa treatment, so Sunday I made a video with her. Today's Thursday. I haven't even uncovered Charlie and Niklaus since Sunday. Part of it's like, if I know I don't have time to do anything with them, it's almost like I just can't even go there. And, to do something with them. Usually, when I take a baby out to change a baby, I usually make a video, or at least take pictures. But I want to have a space cleared, and I just had other things to do when I had some downtime, and have been trying to go to bed earlier because I like to get up at 5. Sometimes it's 5:30 or so, but I like to leave the house between 7 and 7:30 at the latest. Although, like today, I didn't leave until 7:40 because I'm just trying to do some things for the family and get them set up before I leave. But anyway, so I saw a video come up, and I just got a chance to watch it today. And I want to say it went up yesterday. It may have been the day before, from Lynn at Little Foot Nursery. And I just saw the title, and I was like, I'm totally going to do a video on that and treat it almost like a tag. But it's a topic video. And then I had a chat with a friend of mine, just a brief one in Instagram today. And so that kind of played in a little bit too. So the video, though, that Lynn made was, can reborn babies or silicone babies be a substitute for real babies? And she said she had not talked about this topic before, and I haven't either, not in exactly that way, and not specifically framed that way. And I feel like I haven't really even thought about it until recently it clicked for me, and I'll get into that. So I'm enjoying my coffee, and I'm just going to chat and look at the babies while I do it. So first off, I'm kind of a mix between being a really grounded person, a really like straight shooter, task driven, do what you gotta do, and like, reality based. I'm also very much somebody who believes in magic, energy, spirituality, possibility, make-believe, artistic stuff, like left and right brain, I guess. And I can move between the two, and I kind of like to see the cross points and the connection between the two. So, like, coming back to the conversation I had with my friend today, was like, I need to make some decisions. As you know, I've been talking about selling my will before I even got him. At the same time, that's like my dream baby, and I haven't even seen him. So, but could I even think about selling her or Niklaus, or do I just, continue to drive forward with my other ideas that don't involve selling babies? Like, I don't really know. At the end of the day, I mean, they are dolls. Any one of them, if they had to go, like, my life wouldn't fall apart. It's just desire, right? So that's the real practical side. The emotional side is like, to me, Charlie has a personality, and I'm attached to her. She's one of a kind to me. I think even if I had the same artist make the same doll using the same materials, it wouldn't be Charlie. It would be a different baby. So back to Lynn's question. I definitely have experienced with all 3 babies that I have, and that like imagination point of, if this was a real child, what would that experience be like? I had a moment last year sometime in talking about how it's just a doll, and it's not a replacement for the fact that I don't have a child, where I said like how much I love her, and then immediately and involuntarily in my mind I thought, because I was talking about how she'll never grow, she'll never tell me she hates me, she'll never poop in her pants, all that stuff. And then I thought, she'll never say anything, she'll never get to grow up, she'll never be a real child. And like instantly I felt saddened by that, not in like a crazy kind of a way where I've lost touch with the fact that this isn't a baby, but just the reality that it isn't. So yeah, whatever that means. But I think I'm pretty sure that more recently with Sparrow, and my mom always jokes, she's the perfect child, they're the perfect children. If there's something wrong, you can get it changed, and they'll never do this and they'll never do that. But I really enjoy, and I think you all see it, sitting with Sparrow and just looking at her, and she makes me giggle, and like it's a really fun experience with her. And I've explained to my husband, like, there are certain things that I've never done, because so I'm coming at this from the perspective of somebody who, while I have like lost pregnancies, it was very early. I've never given birth. I've never fully carried a child. I've never had a child, of my own body, and I've never raised a child from infancy. When I met my youngest stepdaughter, she had just, she was just turning 3. Let me just think about the year. She was 3.5. So yeah, she was just past 3. So I'm coming at this from the perspective of somebody who hasn't experienced that. And I've explained to my husband, like, I never went through shopping for baby clothes and, having those moments of closeness of changing the baby's diaper, all that stuff. So, like, that's part of the, that's kind of fun, I hadn't really thought, I don't think about it deliberately in the process of being somebody who collects and enjoys these dolls, but it is true, and it does appeal to that side of me. I just didn't really realize it until I had that conversation with a friend of mine that it appealed to me. So I was holding Sparrow, I believe, and I thought, I feel fulfilled. Like, I feel like that part of me is being fulfilled in having her, I'm like thinking through the feeling of it while I'm explaining it to you guys. Like if that part of me feels peaceful. Now, for most of my life, and there were phases where I considered it, and there were phases where I desired motherhood. For most of my life, I deliberately chose. And in the end, I deliberately chose. In the end, well, I'm not dead. I'm not entirely past childbearing possibility, but in my, final choice, I chose not to have a child. But there's still that instinctual biological part of me that, having had the possibility before, having had the potential, and having, it didn't go to term, but having had that potential, I did get to the point of allowing my mind to imagine what it was going to be like to hold a baby that I grew in my body, and imagine having the right to touch the skin, like literally touch the skin of the child that was mine. Because when you're a step parent, that's different, right? Especially when both parents are still around. Like, to me, I don't have the full right, and especially when she was like, still what I consider a baby, like, out of respect for her mother and her feelings, I didn't feel I had the right to just kiss all over her child. And, she that was her baby, you know what I mean? So what was that going to feel like to, I know it's getting a little deep, to touch the skin of a child that was my child, and like have the right to have as much closeness in bonding as possible and as desired. So I allowed my mind to go there, and then it ended, and I pushed through it pretty quickly, and it took me a while to realize, like, oh, I never really even faced the magnitude of what that loss was, because what that was a loss of potential and a loss of those things that I imagined. So I don't know whether, I think I'm fine. The psychologist part of me sometimes goes, well, like, are you fine? Or do you just avoid it so that you can be fine? Honestly, I think that I'm fine. I feel like if there's a part of me that feels that I need to grieve, it's like because I feel like I should feel like I need to grieve, because other people are so, take it in a way that's differently than I did. And I did go through a phase where there was emotion that came out that was kind of, I don't know, did I like block upsetness with anger, maybe? I guess? I don't know. But I feel like if I have to analyze whether I'm upset about something, like I'm forcing that. It's the same thing. I feel like if I discover that there's a behavior that comes out of trauma, I don't necessarily feel like I need to relive that trauma and go through and analyze every bad thing and how it maybe negatively affected me, so that I can discover that there's actually something wrong with me when there's not. But at the same time, I don't deny that that's a reality, and I have massive amounts of empathy for however that presents in people. Because even within my own family, there's a whole variety of reactions to trauma. So I feel like I'm going kind of way beyond into the topic than what I was thinking. I'm going to change Charlie out real quick and bring Niklaus on so we can share him a little bit. So, bye-bye. He's still in his Spaceman outfit. I'm going to put him into probably some cozy pajamas. It's a little bit of a process to pick out clothes for them because there's flux going on with, we have materials for renovation that's in an extra room. So then, anyway, I have things on top of the chest where their clothes are kept. So every time I get clothes out, I have to move stuff. I like him in this outfit just fine, and with the limited amount of time I actually spend, it's actually less than a day that I've enjoyed him in this outfit cumulatively, but so Lynn talked about in her video the experience of interacting with her friend's infant and how the interaction, them smiling back at you and cooing and moving around, and that part is not replaced by the dolls, for sure. And it's funny because just today, before I even watched the video, I had that cool experience. One of my coworkers' daughters, who's like maybe 2, came in to join her for lunch, and she was the freaking cutest little kid, like Piper level cute too, like just that magic. And she was so tiny, but she's running, and she looks like she's too short to walk. And she came running with this smile when she saw Mommy, running across the room, fell flat out sprawling, never took her eyes off Mom, smile never wavered, got up, came running, Mommy. And my coworker said she's the same way every time she sees her. And her like moving around and all that stuff, I was like, oh yeah, it's just like she's a living doll. So being so much with the dolls, that's what I thought, living doll. In fact, sometimes when I see a little clip of a video while I'm scrolling through Instagram, maybe it's an advertisement, but it's an actual infant, and I look at them and I'm like, whoa, because I'm so used to seeing dolls, and then I see this moving baby, and for a moment my brain has to adjust that it's an actual child. So in that sense, no, they aren't a replacement for a real baby, but I feel like they can be a replacement for certain elements of the experience. And like it, I think, is for me, has become a really pleasant piece of the experience of holding and interacting with the baby, minus the fact of blinking or opening their eyes or moving around or breathing or any of the actual things that they can't do. So I could see how that could be therapeutic for somebody who has lost a baby or been very affected by the passage of the parenting phase of life. So in my conversation with my friend today about, selling dolls and the need to let them go, and if you have to choose to let one go, then you choose to let one go, and it's okay. And then it was like, well, which one would you let go? So we were talking about my collection. And, like Sparrow, obviously, I, am not letting go. And the new baby, like head over heels for that sculpt, and I haven't seen that baby yet. But like Charlie is so unique, and I love Charlie clearly so much. And I love Niklaus, but Niklaus gets the least amount of airtime, and I don't play with him as much. But then it's like, but Niklaus is like a one-of-a-kind magic for me. So like, what would I do? I don't know. That's why, last one in, last one out. No time to bond. You just automatically think the new one's going to go. So, but I've got other tricks up my sleeve. If that can't happen, then, I will take care of what I need to take care of through other means, of course. But there's my little man. We might have spoke a little too soon about his hair not getting as messed up in the back. I do think it's better, though. It's like the hair needed some time to relax. So that's it, guys. I'm going to put a link to Lynn's video down below so you can check it out. It's a really great idea for a video, and she is just the sweetest. So if you haven't had a chance to visit her channel, I think I'd highly recommend that you do. She also has a beautiful collection and a great variety of collections. She has incredible full body silicone, portrait babies, customs, and she has reborns. She makes reborns. She also collects like Paradise Gallery dolls and baby alives too for her. You know, she has little kids too, so really like a full-on doll collector. So if you have comments, please leave them below. I definitely love hearing from everybody, although I don't always get a chance right away to write back to everybody. I still am hopeful that I'm going to be able to have thoughtful interactions on every comment. It's easy for me to do that if I hop on my computer, so maybe this weekend I can put some time into that. And if you have enough to say about it, please, make a video on the topic. I would love to watch that. Thank you guys for stopping in as always. I really appreciate you spending time here. And until next time, we're sending out lots and lots of love to everybody. And we'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.